Hi all, by popular request we've got a review of the Kemppi Minarc MIG Adaptive 180. This isn't new out of the box, I've had this a couple of years. Whole point of this thing is it's tiny, basically suitcase sized, and you can carry it around, really easily. Anyway, there's some good bits and there's some bad bits. Let's start with the guts. I Christmased it up a bit, by the way. Anyway. Right, okay, so your standard MIG problems, things that always happen, is all going to be on your drive control. Sorry, your wire feed. Now, this being a Kemppi, I've never ever had a problem with the drive. It's not slipped, it's not snagged, it's not bird's nested, it's never caused a problem at all. So this, right here, never had an issue. Obviously this doesn't take a 15 kilo roll, it takes a 5, and the bits that hold it together aren't all that great, but it's not snapped on me, and it's also all protected by the casing. Change polarity, unfortunately you've got to undo the bolts, but in saying that, it's not too hard. You know, it's nice and exposed. Changing the liner, real easy. You can change the liner, loosen the nut, slip the liner out. So that's useful. So yeah, the guts, they're there. It's a nice, neat little package. It's workable, and it's usable. Some really neat features on this. Plug-in gas connection. So you just clip it on. It's a bit exposed, the switch at the back, to be fair, but it's okay. Decent length, probably 3 meters of power cord. It's not a Euro gun, I'm afraid, so it's not a. You can't actually take the gun off, which is a real shame, but there we are. And also you'll notice, because this is designed to wrap around here, it does tend to get a bit wound up, but it's a steel liner. The liner doesn't tend to snag, so it's not too bad. Before I come on to the actual controls, which is one of the things that I don't like, we'll have a look at the other bits and bobs. We've got rather a nice gun. Now you can move the head position. It takes the decent size of tip, so not the little one. Good solid piece of construction. I've had no issues with it at all, apart from it gets very, very hot, astonishingly hot. I mean, I've not had it melt out or anything, but you really do start to feel it. It's got some neat little features. I mean, that to stop it snagging, things like that. But yeah, it does get very hot, and I'm not quite sure why. Nozzles and shrouds and stuff, they last really well. As I say, the big tip, and then you can also, you can get all these bits nice and easily from Kemppi, cheap and quickly, and most suppliers will hold them. Earth clamp, again, a decent quality earth clamp. So you're talking, you've got it's powered to both sides. It's got a good bit of copper on one side and a good bit of a good bit of brass on both sides. So that's pretty good, like that. And then the cable, it's not overly long. It's probably 2 or 3 meters again, but it's enough. Yeah. Right, this is an inverter welder, so it's not transformer. It's inverter. This thing is supposed to be automatic. So excuse the noise. I'm on manual there. Let's just put it in automatic. Okay, so the idea is, I hope the glare on the screen doesn't get you there. Right, so the idea is, you see here, it's kind of trying to show you how much of a sort of a weld pool it's going to give you. So currently we are set on. Oh, there we are. Currently we are set on 1.9 mil of. Let me see, 1.9 mil of, can I see it? Yeah, of iron. Sorry, iron steel. And the idea is it shows you a picture of the weld bead. So let's put the wire speed up. No, look, you can have a fat bead or a thin bead, and frankly, it doesn't work at all. So you can put your metal size up, so you can go all the way up to technically 4 mil and down. Anyway, I can't get on with that. I really don't understand how that operates, because the settings never seem quite right to me. Maybe they do for you, just saying they don't for me. Anyway, you can set your material, so that's on iron, that's on stainless steel, that's on aluminium, etc. Anyway, so let's go back to manual. You can then set the wire speed and you can set the voltage. And fortunately, it does remember your settings, which is useful. The other useful thing, being a Kemppi, it doesn't suck. The fan doesn't suck from the front, it blows from the front. So if you're doing something down here and you're grinding or there's dust, it's not drawing the nastiness into itself. It's drawing in from the back and blowing out at the front, which is kind of handy. In terms of its duty cycle, you know, your little bob here, I have never, ever managed to overheat this welder. I did a 7-foot run on the front bucket of a JCB. Didn't overheat it. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't continuous. It was run, wait, hammer it a bit, wait a bit more, so it wasn't just burning continuously. And that was putting a piece of 8mm onto the front of a rusted bit of bucket. So there we are. So yeah, all in all, I mean, if you want a MIG that you can carry, it's the best you're going to get. If you want a MIG that you're going to use in the shop, Kemppi do some really good ones, branded under BOC, the 190C for example, which is a transformer MIG. I get on with them much better, and they're also much cheaper. So yeah, all in all, very neat little package. I mean, literally, just you can wind all the wires up and around it, and then you can just carry it off. You can also put it on a shoulder strap. Weight wise, it's nothing. Almost, you know, it's the weight of the wire plus a bit. So there we are. I hope that's helpful. I wouldn't dissuade you from buying one if you need to be able to move a MIG around. I doubt you'd find a better one, but it's never been, to me, I don't find it a good MIG, probably because I'm not used to an inverter welder, and I'm more used to a transformer base. There we are. Hope that helps, guys. There we are.